You are listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast, a podcast by diehard fans for fans. Mark covers all things Penn State football and the Pittsburgh Steelers, as well as anything related to the sports and fitness world. Tune in weekly to listen to a couple of dedicated fans talk about these topics without filters. Thank you for listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast.
What's up, mateys? Welcome to the Mark Lesko Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Rod, and this is Pirate Central. Well, our first pitch discussion is actually going to be about the dream team of 2026. Let's face it, guys, 2025 is over. We are still going to be talking about the upcoming series. Sure, there's going to be some positive things, but the season doesn't matter anymore. I mean, all we're looking for is seeing if we can get around 76 wins. That's pretty much the only goal we have left. I mean, September call-ups, they're going to be like probably Nick York, Billy Cook, or they're going to be guys off of the IL. Something, doesn't matter because, again, in last night's episode, I talked about how they just don't care, and this is how they continue to show us that. So it just seems like this season is lost, and so we're just going to look forward to the 2026 season. Now, I am expecting Ben Sherrington to be fired, the GM. I hope. And if that happens, then I'll say it's probably a 55% chance that Don Kelly will be gone too. It's going to be more than not. I really hate that that's the case, but he was a part of Ben Sherrington's hiring, and if he goes, then I'd like to think the new GM will just want to clean house and have a new manager. I don't know this, setup, but I would love to have nothing more than Don Kelly be our manager next year. The guy is currently 49-51. He has coached 100 games and he's 500. So it's better than what we witnessed with Derek Shelton. I mean, the dude had probably somewhere in the neighborhood of like, I have to say it'd be like 40, 45 wins in the last his 100 games. I mean, maybe even lower than that. But it just, you see how this organization handles itself. And I just don't know if a GM will be enough. But if that is the case, where if we have a new GM and we get somebody in here, he's going to have to work some magic. Now, the three positions that I'm truly going to be wanting to tinker with and look around the league for in the offseason for a dream team of 2026 that the Pirates can afford, even the Pirates can afford. I'm looking at catcher, unfortunately. I don't want to say that about Henry Davis. It's a number 1 overall pick, and you can't admit it, but the dude is a bust offensively, a complete bust offensively. He may be one of the best framers and everything, but he just does not know how to bring offensive numbers. It's terrible. So I'm going to be shopping elsewhere for the first string. I will keep Henry as a backup, and he'd be the backup catcher because, again, his framework with Paul Skeens is phenomenal. So, I mean, maybe you bring him in to just, again, if this guy could just give you a 220 batting average, I'd be happy with the guy. Because, again, I'm not looking for offense. I'm looking for his framework. And he is absolutely phenomenal with his framework with Paul Skeens and whoever he really calls a game for. He's great with that. But the other side of it is just terrible. So looking for another catcher. And the other positions I'm going to be talking about to be replaced are guys like Triolo with a shortstop and I guess they're going to have Cam Devaney, I guess, at third base. I know that's where he caught the other day. But, yeah, I'm not relying on those guys. If you're talking about finally getting over that hump, if you're talking about going for it in 2026, if you're trying to make the playoffs next year, these three positions need to be addressed immediately. Everybody else, they can stay. But I will make one little switch. I do not want O'Neal Cruz out on the field anymore. I want him at DH. I know he has a lot of strikeout issues. I just need someone to work with him in the offseason, get that bat to where it can be at a 250, 255 average and give us about 30, 35 home runs a game or a season. If I can get that from O'Neal Cruz, that is my ideal situation with him. but I would rather have him at DH. And if Andrew McCutchen wants to come back, guys, I mean, I know it's ridiculous to say this, but I want a 39-year-old guy out in right field. I'm sorry. I think the only way that this works is if Andrew McCutchen plays right field, addressing the outfield, because quite frankly, Jack Sawinski just drives me up a wall. He had one good season with home runs. I mean, one good season. Every other season, it's strikeout, horrible offense, just 180, 170 batting average. Give me a break. I mean, it's terrible. But yeah, so Andrew McCutchen goes out in the outfield, and O'Neal Cruz is our DH. That is solidified. I think we have found our first baseman. I do very much like Spencer Horwitz. I think he's reliable. He has great defensive skills. He really does bring it. So I very much like what I see at first base. And I will keep Nick Gonzalez at second. I mean, despite his inconsistencies, where it's like, yes, there are a couple of weeks where he has great stuff. And then there is just a couple of at-bats maybe in a series where it's just like, why are you looking so bad? The inconsistency is there. I get it. And the defense can be inconsistent as well. Like he's a very much an up and down, I don't know which way you go player, but I think his career numbers so far in the majors is like 270. So, I mean, I'll take that every day. For the Pirates, they need as many offensive numbers as you can get. And then naturally we're going to round off Brian Reynolds, of course, in left field. Hopefully he has better numbers next year. This year just got away from him, so he's looking to be a bounce-back player next year. And for center field, I really don't care what a hot take this will be. He may just turn 20 years old. I want Connor Griffin in the majors by next year. I want him to be our center fielder. I just think that would be such a cool thing to witness one of the most promising young stars being out in the same outfield as the guy who basically started his career and this current generation surge with Andrew McCutchen. I just think it'd be such a cool little story for them to be in the same outfield. So there you have that. So I'm going to start talking about who I would think is going to replace guys like Davis and Triolo and Cavani. They can all be bench players. I don't see there as any issue that these guys being either backups or on the bench. But I am being pretty gutsy with mine, but I mean, naturally, this is what any person who plays or watches this team would get. Like, I'm going to play, couch GM, and I'm going to like start really hashing out the deals. And I mean, again, I don't think what I'm about to do is too ludicrous, but they are going to be multi-year deals, and they're also going to be pretty pricey. But at the same time, like I said, if you're going to go for it next year, these are the kind of players you need to see if you can acquire. I don't know what these teams have in terms of their minor league systems or what's coming up for them soon, but this is my scenario that I'm coming up with. So again, our pitching staff is set. I think every guy that they have brought in, Jared Jones is coming back next year sometime in May. And then you're going to have guys like Keller and Oviedo at the end of the back end of the rotation. And then you have Bubba Chandler as the third guy. And then Skeens, of course, being your ace. So this solidifies the rotation. Bullpen, yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward still. Santana for now. I mean, I know he's really faltered, for the last month or so as the closer. Guys like Justin Lawrence is coming back. I know there's some other great, Isaac Matson, players. The bullpen has a lot of very interesting guys. But yeah, so the pitching is really set. But yeah, so you have Spencer Horwitz at first, Gonzalez at second, and the outfield will be the names of Reynolds, Griffin, and McCutchen. So here's the names that I am going to be throwing out. And again, please be gentle, be kind. I know I'm going to be ludicrous, but I'm going for it for next year. For catcher, for the guy who will be in front of Henry Davis, I would like to see if the Pirates can go and get a guy like Will Smith from the Dodgers. Give him a 2-year, maximum 3-year deal. I would say just try to do a 2-year and make it like 40, 42 million. Give him like 20, 21 million a year. Again, I know that's extremely pricey, but a guy like him will probably demand something like that. I mean, he is a part of World Series teams. He has been a part of that organization for quite some time. But I think a change of pace, being in a different scenery, and again, who wouldn't want to be catching that rotation? I mean, I'm just saying the Pirates rotation for a catcher, I'd like to think that'd be the attractive appeal. And then you bring your bat with you. I mean, I think the dude's career numbers are fairly impressive. I think they're like 260, something like that. I mean, Will Smith has been an accomplished catcher in the league now for quite some time. And again, I'm not being over ridiculous. I'm not asking for, JT Realmuto. I'm not asking for Cal Raleigh. I'm not asking for those types of guys. But I think a guy like Will Smith is someone that is attainable, even for a small market team like the Pirates want to be. So that's my suggestion there. Now, this is, again, where I get really kind of greedy about this. For shortstop, I don't know what his situation is. I don't know what his contract is for a team like he's on. But for shortstop to be in front of Jared Triolo, I would like to go and get somebody like Xander Bogaerts from the Padres. Again, 2-year, 3-year deal. I mean, he might even ask for more. So, I mean, I would probably say give him like a 50-year million, maybe 45. So he's like 15, 18 million a year. Again, the guy's like 32, 33. So he's in his early 30s. So I'd like to think that getting that much money a year would be appealing. So I don't know what the Dodgers or the Padres pay him, but I'd like to think that would be substantial enough to say like, hey, come to a team that has a chance to do something next year and be on that lineup. So, and then finally, again, this is going to be very much out in left field, and it's just kind of, I don't know, does it sound completely crazy, but the guy had a down year. His career numbers are insane, and I think he's going to be turning 35 next year, but I very much would like to have a guy like this take care of business at third base, and I don't know what his contract again situation is, but again, for a change of scenery, I would very much like to go and get Nolan Arenado from the Cardinals. I know. That's basically impossible. Like, what am I thinking? Our deal. But, I mean, again, he's getting up in age. Maybe the Cardinals want to, like, move on. I know that they've had struggles with offense. And I know the guy's been hurt for most of the year. So it's not like he's, been pretty reliable anyway. But I'm thinking if the dude's injuries aren't that severe from this year, he comes out of next year, healthy again, having like any resurge, a chance to do something for one more time. I mean, who knows? Like, I'm just saying, I think it would be cool. Again, that would be another like 3-year, $60 million. So, I mean, minimum, I don't know. Like, so you're talking about 3 players getting paid somewhere around $60-65 million. I mean, again, I know that's like basically our entire payroll, but if the other guys would be okay to get their standard deals they still have, I mean, just imagine that lineup, though. Like, hear those names again. I mean, who would you start out? I would like to think that, Horowitz would lead off, and then you would have Reynolds. Keep McCutchen where he's at. Get O'Neal Cruz, again, with the power hitting, like a cleanup, and then you have this dynamic of Nolan, Bogaerts, and then Smith, and then Gonzalez. That's to me, that would be like a fantastic lineup. That would be a lineup filled with potential and have a really good chance of doing something. Again, I understand what I'm asking is pretty substantial, but again, it's 2026. I know they're going into a lockout 2027. It's like, why not for one whole season? I mean, gosh, when Paul Skeens is right here, when this rotation has the opportunity to be in the playoffs, those names would actually be something special to witness in Pittsburgh. They would draw a huge crowd every game for that whole season, and to be in Bucktober again, I would very much love to see that again. Get to the playoffs. Why not? It's been several years since their last shot. I know it's been unrealistically like 30 some years since the last time they were really a playoff team. But yeah, that right there, I think would solidify everything that they have been building. And I feel like that would be a pretty decent thing to accept, or like have a chance to do something and be a great team. So that's my take on that. So let's move on to the 7th inning stretch. Let's go against the Dodgers and the Brewers. Oh my Lord. I mean, they're all home games, but I mean this might knock our home record down just a little bit. I mean, could we win a game against each team once? Can we go 2-4? It's possible. I mean, I'm not saying that you're looking at like complete murderer's row, but it's definitely a week to just be you're facing first place teams the whole week. And listen, it's different at PNC Park. I mean, if they were to really show up these two series, again, I know this season doesn't matter, but if you were to somehow surprise and maybe win the series against one of these teams, if you were to go 500, 3-3, I think that would actually show a lot of people that, yeah, they can be competitive, and yeah, they actually would like to work for something next year. I don't know, again, what the situation with Ben Cherington. I need to know that he is going to be fired this coming off season. I just need to know certain that it's not happen. That's going to happen. And we're going to have a different GM. And again, all these things I just talked about, seeing it would be a great thing. And yeah, I know that the Dodgers have Shohei. I know the Dodgers have one of the most threatening lineups in all of baseball. I mean, again, Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, Mac Muncy. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, this is a team that has always been tough. And yeah, and I know we took 1 out of 2 in Los Angeles, or 1 out of 3 in Los Angeles. So who's to say we couldn't do it again? Just go out there and play nuts. I mean, do your darndest to make it a good game. I know that Paul Skeens will be pitching tomorrow. I know Majinski pitches, or Wednesday, sorry. I know they're off today. It's Labor Day. Happy Labor Day, everybody. But no, so they're off today. And then tomorrow, I think it's Kershaw versus Majinski. And then I think it's Paul Skeens taking on, oh God, I would always hope. No way. Let me just double check this, see if this is what's about to go down. No, it's Ohtani versus Ashcraft. God dang it. Well, Blake Snell takes on Skeens, though. That'll be fun. Okay. But still, it's like, we've had so many close encounters with great matchups with Paul Skeens this year, with the Tigers and now the Dodgers. It's like, man, we were so close to having that great matchup. We did see that one Mizorowski with Skeens, and of course Mizorowski, outdueled him. It was the Brewers at Milwaukee. What were we going to do? So yeah, it's going to be an interesting series. I mean, you see that. So Tawny's going to be pitching in Pittsburgh. Oh, I worked that night. Dang it. I would have loved to have just gone and seen them. But yeah, so you got then the Brewers coming to PNC, and they've looked competitive at some point. I know the last time we played them, they got completely decimated in Milwaukee, just embarrassed. It was probably the worst series that they've ever faced in the last century. I mean, it's like the whole century, I think I've ever seen them play so badly. I think that one will go down as the worst. But it'll be home. Maybe you get a little redemption. Again, try your darndest to do something. Just show fight. That's all I'm asking. If you can do that, then again, we can get excited for 2026. Everything is going to be leading up to next year. So again, I keep talking about these series, and the last month of the season, thank goodness we don't have any more of this nonsense. Because again, I love doing this, you guys, but I am so sorry that you have to constantly hear me talk. Well, the hitting sucks, and the GM is ridiculous and horrible and needs to be fired. Everyone who's in the organization ruins everything. I mean, I'm basically saying the same thing over and over again. I just want to insert and just, let the team play again. So it's pretty much the same spiel. But I very much love this team. So I want these things to finally come together. I mean, the golden goose and this line and this rotation have an opportunity to do something next year. like we could very well see greatness like we've never seen. So I'm just hoping that everything goes according to plan next year, where it's like 2026. We could very well see this team not only have a chance to make the playoffs, but we could also see them win the playoffs, like winning games. Like I think the rotation has the potential over anyone. I think that's the most important part. But yeah, so wrapping this up with my closer. Again, like I said, I love this team. I very much would like to see success next year. And that is something that is the great thing about this sport. Because, yes, no matter how abysmal and how terrible and disappointing this whole season is, you talk about next year, and there are positives. There are so many positives. And like I said, if you were to go out and get guys like this next year, and again, I know this is not going to happen. I understand that. I'm not trying to, pretend like we can go and acquire this batter and that guy from these rich teams that, yeah, we're going to outbid them for these play. Yeah, sure. But I'm just saying, you have every opportunity this coming year, in 2026, to actually make something happen. It's there. I can honestly say I've seen many, many years these with Ben Sherrington and company where it's like, I can't say that. Where it's like, oh, yeah, we had a good lineup, but this pitching is years away. We are actually just a couple of hitters away from being something special. I mean, this year alone, with this offense being historically bad, that's all the motivation in the world. When you have every pretty much last place numbers with all these offensive, it's just terrible. So if you go out and go and get someone, then or several guys, I know we're just looking 3-4 bats. If you can go out and get some players for this team and that rotation, we have the opportunity to do something spectacular next year. We really, truly do, guys. I know we've said it many times where it's like, well, we just have another year. We have to wait maybe another year. It's like 17 years into a rebuild. I mean, I haven't seen a World Series I've never seen a World Series in my lifetime. Could we see one next year? It's Paul Skeens, guys. It's this dude deserves to be in the World Series. That's what the MLB wants. That's what he wants. I just need more and more Paul Skeens just pounding the door of that ownership and just say, give me enough and we will get there. And that's really what it's about. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Again, I love doing this no matter how many times I try to sound so negative, guys, but this is really a great sport. I know it's a dying sport. I know a lot of people think it's boring, but people who are baseball fans, they will never, ever lose that love for it. That's true. I mean, I can say that from the time I was a little guy to now, every pitch is exciting. I love going to games, love watching games. It's just a great sport to me. There's just something about the atmosphere, the things that are created through the players, just all of it. It gets in you. Once it gets in you, you just never want to let it go. It's just such a wonderful atmosphere, wonderful environment. And yeah, I cannot wait for next year to start because, again, there's so much more to be optimistic about. There's actual reasons to get excited. I thought that was this year. I really did. But, again, things derail and, you don't have the whole picture. But now it seems like we have a clear vision of what next year can be. Just make it happen. So hope you guys have enjoyed this episode, and I cannot wait for the next one. And until then, let's go Bucks.